Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The current long-range meta here in Warzone is honestly more competitive than it has been for the past few updates, where there was like 1 to 2 definitive weapons that if you weren't using those, you were just losing everything. Now it's a bit more balanced out, and we've actually got several really solid options here to go ahead and break down for the new best long-range loadouts to use in Warzone. So first up, I of course have to start with one of my absolute favorites in the game, the SWAT 556, but it's really the GRAU 556 because of the conversion kit. Low recoil, great velocity, great damage range, fantastic TTK over all ranges. This is a rifle setup, a mid to long range gun that is checking all the right boxes. And of course, it's the classic GRAU. Who doesn't love the OG GRAU? So as mentioned, the most important part of the setup is of course the SWAT 556 GRAU conversion kit here. It does severely limit what attachments you're able to use, but that's okay because you don't really need many to make this thing fantastic. Obviously, you can't use a barrel, so we are just going for monolithic suppressor. This is what will help extend our range and our velocity, and of course keep us off the radar. We end up with a 1277 velocity, a 47.5 meter effective damage range. Really solid stats there for any long range based build there. Vertical foregrip helping out that horizontal control, making this pattern extremely predictable and almost straight vertical here, so it's going to be really easy to stay on target and predict that recoil pattern and basically turn it into a no recoil rifle. You've only got one extended mag option here. It's the full auto one. It's a 50 rounder that'll work just fine. And then lastly, I really like infiltrator stock, a noticeably better strafe speed on this when you are ADS, and it just feels really aggressive when you're taking fights with it. It can really throw off enemies as well. You're typically not expecting somebody that you're fighting to be moving super quick as they're spraying bullets back at you, so this can really give you a solid advantage in gunfights. It's the GRAU. It's fantastic. I love it. The MCW 6.8 is also another fantastic semi-auto mid to long range gun, very similar to the TR2 in a lot of ways. Doesn't have that severe damage drop off over range. It's just a little bit slower of a true TTK because of its damage profile, but each of these options are fantastic. Unfortunately here, you can only use 5 attachments, but the 5 that we've got do work really well. I go for the Choreo 2.5 times Eagle Eye on here. Again, just a matter of preference. It's an optic that I really enjoy, that I'm very comfortable with. Spirit fire suppressor helping out our velocity, of course, crucial there. Crown 30 barrel helps out with control a little bit, velocity as well, firing aim stability, all huge benefits there. And then spire point rounds also help out with some velocity too, so we end up with a 1332 velocity there, which is really good as well. Going to have a great hit scan range. 60 round extended mag, the more the merrier in this case, right? Typically marksmans don't have a magazine that is this large, but that's a W in this case. And really in general, yeah, it's not a BO6 gun, but it can compete if you know what you're doing with this and you feel comfortable spamming semi-auto guns. It's definitely a sleeper weapon that is utterly insane in the right hands. No surprise here, but if you're talking the long range meta, you gotta talk about some snipers, and the HDR is still king. Infinite one-shot headshot range, fantastic velocity. It's just been the GOAT sniper ever since it was introduced, of course. Here I'm going for monolithic suppressor, only care about the velocity boost here because of that infinite one-shot headshot. Gain twist again, boosting our velocity up, and then the overpressured ammo aftermarket part or fire mod here, also helping out with that velocity. So we end up with a 1255. That means the bullet drop, the bullet lead is going to be super predictable there. It's gonna be really easy to hit those one-shot headshots, even over some pretty extreme distances. I do like to try and speed it up a little bit with quick draw rear grip for that ADS, just make it a tad bit more snappy. And then lightweight bipod limits the sway, so it's easier to stay on target even when you're not holding your breath, so that's really solid there as well. Like I said, no real changes here, no surprise that this is in the list. It's been the top tier sniper for some time. And by the way, as we are breaking down all the weapons and setups here today, if you guys enjoy the video, you find the information helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee that each and every day you are in the know for everything going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Another fantastic sniper build here, the Victus. They did just buff this to be an infinite one-shot headshot as well, so it can compete with the HDR really well. Unfortunately, its velocity is a little bit worse than the HDR, but it's not going to be the end of the world. It's like a 200 velocity difference. You can still absolutely dominate with this thing. You just got to work a little bit more to understand that bullet drop and that bullet lead. But here I do go for the SPX 6.6 times optic. I'm really comfortable with this. It's a nice little dual zoom there that I think is really clean. Again, that's just a matter of preference, of course. Spirit fire suppressor helping out that velocity. The super barrel also helps out with that velocity. Then I do go for high velocity ammo, which surprise also helps out with velocity. With this, we got a 994, so just under 1000, a little bit worse obviously than that HDR, but still plenty usable here. Big map or resurgence, that'll do just fine. Then also the Rise 50 stock on here just helps out some with the ADS speed, makes it a tad bit more aggressive there. We're looking at a 569 ADS, which is not too bad for a heavy sniper. So yeah, if you're looking to change things up and switch off that HDR, the Victus is a great alternative. The buffed GPR is also feeling great right now, whether you're fighting late mid-range, early long range, deeper long range, low recoil, good velocity, great damage range here as well. This thing's gonna feel really consistent. One of the more straightforward options that we've got in the game as it stands. Here I'm switching things up a little bit, going for the Willis 3 times. Again, simply a matter of preference when it comes to the optics here. Monolithic for better range and velocity, reinforced barrel for better range and velocity. We end up with a 1209 velo, fantastic. 50 meter effective damage range, fantastic. This thing will work great for all your mid to long range needs. Vertical foregrip, predicting that horizontal recoil just became a whole lot easier, so it's going to be much more straightforward in general. And then extended 2 here, 60 rounder, working fine for all squad sizes. Like I said, it's one of the most straightforward builds and weapons in the entire game. It just gets the job done. Now, another one of my personal favorites right now is the Cypher. Once more, a low recoil rifle that just hits over all ranges. It's pretty aggressive as well, so even if you get caught in some closer range, some early mid-range situations, if you got your sights up, this thing's going to be able to stand a chance there. It is just kind of a do-it-all rifle that is really reliable right now, really consistent here. In this case, I'm going for the Volsky reflex. Again, why not switch things up to some other solid optics here, give you guys some choices. Monolithic suppressor, better range and velocity. Reinforced barrel, better range and velocity. 1238 velocity stat, 52 meter effective damage range, just a tad bit better than the GPR in each of those situations. A lot of these rifles come down to, do you like the feel of the GPR more, the GRAU more, the Cypher more, some of these other options that are coming up? Whatever your answer is the one you want to rock, right? But all of them are so good right now. I do go for the Ranger foregrip in this case because this gun is so easy. I like the added sprinting movement speed that this offers on top of the horizontal control. If you just want to go all in on control, vertical is going to work just fine there, no worries. Then again, extended 2, 60 rounder, working fine for all squad sizes. Can't go wrong with the Cypher right now. Hey everyone, real quick, wanted to give a shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. We are, of course, in the midst of summer. It's hot outside. You want to stay hydrated? Look no further than G Fuel. They got plenty of flavor options for their new hydration and focus formula. And of course, if you're looking to stay energized, there's a ton of options there as well between the tubs and the cans. And G Fuel is constantly adding in new flavors. Trust me when I say there is something for everyone. There are so many bangers. Some of my absolute favorites: watermelon limeade, hype sauce, fruit punch, all fantastic. You can mix and match flavors as well. They got so many choices. If you ever want to grab anything at all from the new and improved G Fuel site, use code IMMORTAL at checkout. The link for that will be down in the description below if you're interested. The XMG is also back in the long range meta. If you're looking for something that's a little bit slower, more laid back, you're not a run and gun type player, you like to sit back, you like to just pick players off from a distance, the XMG is one of the best choices. It is one of the easiest to use weapons in the entire game, especially with this build. This recoil is so insanely straightforward, and it's got a crazy fast TTK over range. It's actually faster to kill than several of the rifles here on the list. So this thing way slower, but also hits like a truck if you're okay with that sort of playstyle and that approach. So here again, going for the Oturo red dot, no surprise there. Monolithic, better range of velocity, same deal with reinforced barrel on there as well. We end up with an 1137 velocity, a 118 meter effective damage range, which is absolutely nuts. Vertical foregrip helping out, of course, with that horizontal control. I do go for fast mag 1 in this case. It's 75 rounds, which is plenty for all squad sizes, but also makes your reload not as slow, which is huge. The base reload, not great. Obviously, this is still not super fast, but it's faster than it could be, which is a win in my book. Quick draw rear grip, it's an LMG, so if you can speed it up, obviously you want to do so. Buffer weight stock is also unique to just a few guns in the game, and I do use it here on the XMG for just max recoil control. It's going to be so easy to shoot with this thing on there. And then you could go all in on recoil if you want. Stack recoil springs on here. This thing's not going to move. Or you could go for overpressured ammo and get nearly a 1400 velocity. Either or there is going to work just fine. Just, do you want a really great hit scan range, or do you want absolutely zero recoil? Both are going to feel just insanely good. Now, we really haven't talked too much about the AMES so far this year. It's been a largely underpowered weapon despite being really easy to use, but they finally have buffed it not too long ago, which does make it an option here. I don't think it's the #1 rifle for long range, but it's something that is able to compete just because it's so easy. When you factor in realistic TTKs, well, on paper, the GRAU or the GPR might kill faster than this. You might hit more shots with the AMES because you're more comfortable with this recoil pattern. So it's certainly an option you could rock here. Again, I'm going for Oturo Red Dot. Monolithic suppressor on here as well. I'm not sure why I defaulted to the original suppressor, but mono on there. We've got reinforced barrel as well. So 12, 14 velocity, 43 meter effective damage range. Vertical foregrip again makes this gun just super predictable, which is going to make it really effective in a realistic TTK conversation. And then extended 2 here is a 60. The rate of fire is a tad bit faster here, 750, but that'll still work for really all squad sizes there. It's a nice change up too, because like I said, we really haven't focused too much on the AMES this year. Then lastly, again, just wanted to focus on a really easy gun. Not everyone wants to put in the work to have a TR2 with an insane TTK, or play as slow with an XMG to have that faster TTK. Some people just want a gun that they can pick up and it's going to shoot straight and it's going to hit, and that's the kilo here. Fantastic velocity, fantastic range. The TTK won't be insane, but because it's so easy, you're going to land a lot of shots, and the realistic TTK is going to feel very competitive. Surprise! Oturo Red Dot is staying here on the kilo as well. Monolithic, reinforced, that deadly duo yet again. 1357 velocity, feeling great. 48, nearly 49 meter effective damage range there. Vertical foregrip for that better control, but also recoil stabilization. I'm not sure why this only shows up on like the AMAX and the kilo for some reason, but it does. So hey, why not have that on there? And then extended 2 here, it's a 60. I don't feel like you need extended 3 with the 80. It's just gonna be a little bit too slow and heavy. If you're okay with slowing things down, you just want to spray and pray, you could rock this. I just don't think it's all that necessary. Extended 2 is going to get the job done just fine. Quite frankly, all these guns that we talked about here today are going to get the job done in some very effective ways, depending on your play style and your preference. Like I said, very wide open at long range meta as it stands. That's going to wrap things up though. If you guys enjoyed the video, you found it helpful, be sure to drop a like. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.